Living win, the gimmick and wins from beginning to end. No gimmick if I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably gonna end up hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the government.
Look around and tell me what you say, because it's coming down, are you listening? Stop and look, this is what I made. Yeah, it's going down, it's going down. Open your eyes, the state you're in is a state of mind. Freedom disguise, the state you're in is a state of mind.
What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a good week so far. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast last week. Nice old 420 podcast with Al Armitage and Bailey Green. Enjoyed having them on. Thank you very much to them. It was a very good conversation we had last week. My name's Aaron Jackson, in case you forgot, and we've hit double digits today. This is show number 10 of the Liberty Hour. So, yeah, very happy. It's been very good. I'm glad I'm finally bringing it back after taking basically a full month and a half off. It feels really good to be back on air here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I do every week, and that's give you guys some scores for the day. We've got some playoff scores for NBA and NHL. We actually have MLB season now, so I might pull that up for you guys here. Yesterday in hockey, we are now in the second round of playoffs. The Penguins defeated the Capitals 3-2. We won't talk about the other game because I'm a Sharks fan, but we won't talk about that. We might have lost 7-0, but that's okay. Today we have a game between the Jets and the Predators. It is 3-0 at the end of the first period. Let me pull up some baseball scores for you guys here real quick. So far for today, we have the Diamondbacks beating the Nationals 5-4 in the ninth. Cardinals and Pirates is going into extras, 5-all in the 10th. 4-3 Rays over the Red Sox. That's a surprise at top 9. We got Rockies 1-0 over the Marlins, top 9. And my A is kicking some butt against the Astros, 6-1, putting in some work. That's good. And then we got some playoff NBA scores for you guys. Let me update these real quick. The Raptors finally finish off the Wizards in 6 games, 102-92. They will be advancing. And, wow, I checked this game in the third quarter like 15 minutes ago. It was like a 15-point game. It's a 32-point game. Pacers are beating the Cavs 103-71. Yeah, I mean, LeBron has no help there whatsoever. So that's going to go to 7. That'll be really interesting back to Cleveland. And then after the crazy 25-point comeback the other night, the Thunder play the Jazz tonight at 7:30. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Thunder have to win if they're going to stay alive and get to a Game 7. And then tomorrow we got a couple games that'll be on. Game 7 of the Bucks at the Celtics should be a really good game, and the Pelicans-Warriors series starts. Definitely going to be looking forward to that one. With all of that being said, I'd like to go ahead and introduce my guest for today. He was on the very first show we had, and now he's on number 10. We were actually joking before the podcast came on. Maybe he'll be on 100. He was the one who gave me the mic to be able to do this show and have the platform that I have. Could not be more thankful for it, and it's my great friend I've had since 7th grade, Ricardo Navarrete. How you doing, man?
Doing all right, Aaron. Doing all right. How you doing, sir?
Feel really good. I'm actually glad that finally somebody else said something. I literally was like going nonstop for like 3.5 minutes there. I don't even know if I breathed.
I know, dude. You were going hard, dude. Like if I had a beat in the background to what you were doing, you'd probably be spitting some fire right now.
No, but obviously this shows how it's gotten better over the last 10 shows because if you remember on the first show, I was trying to get everything set up with Skype. You could hear me, but I couldn't hear you, so I got all the right presets
I do
now.
remember that. Yeah,
that was funny as heck.
Fortnite at the same time as trying to get it going.
That was so funny. I mean, it was like, thank God that I've got everything all figured out now, and it runs pretty smoothly. Still a couple technical difficulties here and then. But yeah, I'm glad to have you back, man. So, how have you been? What you been up to? I know, obviously, semester's still going on. We're down to the last few weeks and stuff. Does your guys' semester end the same day as Sierra's? Does your guys' semester end like the 18th?
Oh, God. Okay, let me see. I think it ends in 3 weeks, actually. Was that the 18th? I don't know. It might be the 18th, because then we have 2 more weeks of lecturing, and then our 3rd week is finals week. So I want to say it ends around the 20-something.
Okay.
Sure. I should probably pull up my calendar, but I don't even know.
So it probably either ends the same week as Sierra or goes one more week longer.
Yeah, I think it is the 18th, actually, because I'm looking at the calendar right now. I'm like, yeah, it looks like that's on the Friday.
Nice,
yeah,
nice. Well, that's cool. Time. That's awesome, yeah. Before we get the podcast going, I know we were talking about possibly going up to Chico next Friday, possibly, but I'll probably be doing softball for Sierra, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but...
we were talking about going to Chico next Saturday?
Well, I know that we kind of casually brought it up, but...
I remember bringing it up before, but I didn't know we decided on, May 4th.
Oh, no, I know. I was just saying if you were still interested. I mean, I probably can't do it, but...
I'm giving you a hard time, don't worry.
But, so ever since I talked to you last, which was about 3-4 months ago, what you been up to?
What have you on here or last in person?
Well, on here.
Okay.
So I've did it for everybody else who's watching, obviously. So what have you been up to? Anything new? I know, obviously, still school going on, and I don't know what you got going on new in the music scene. But yeah, what have you been up to? Go ahead and tell everybody.
Well, honestly, this past couple of weeks, I've kind of just been trying to stay and hang into physics and calculus because, I haven't been doing so hot lately in those classes. But other than that, with all the buttload of studying I've been doing lately, I'm actually kind of I don't want to say, now I have a chance of not failing because I think it's still pretty slim. But, there's still hope for physics and calculus right now, but I don't know. Can we? All right, let's forget about school. School's over there.
Be positive. Be positive. We'll just say that.
Yeah. All right. So on the positive end, I've been trying to get back into making music with Eric. Shout out to Chad if you're listening. Anyway, so I've been trying to get back into that because I took I want to say 2-month break, and then I had just focused more on DJing and whatnot. Oh, fun fact! I don't know if I told you actually. Since the last time I've seen you, but on Wednesday I went. Did I tell you what I did on Wednesday or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, on Wednesday I went to the school radio and I asked them that's when my interview was because a couple of weeks back. I asked them how I can get on the show and whatnot, or get on the radio talk show or whatever.
Right.
And oh yeah, you can have your own show, this and that. You just got to do this and do an interview first, and then. My interview was on Wednesday. I guess it went well because by the end of it, they're just all right, yeah, we have a pretty good idea of what kind of EDM you're going to be playing, blah, blah, blah. So we'll probably get back to you in a couple of days or weeks or whatever. So I was all right, that's fine. So I think I'm going to be on the radio show next semester, and I'm going to have my own show for an hour and whatnot. And I asked them too. I was hey, can I bring guests on board? And they're oh yeah, you can do that. So I might have to return the favor.
Hola.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe I'll see if we can go back to back. I will definitely sometime during the summer or the second I get there, try to get going something on the radio there as well. For sure, I would love to do that, regardless if it's sports or politics or something like this. So congratulations on that. Hopefully it all works out for you. That's really cool. Yeah, I know Sierra has a radio station as well, and if you're part of their radio class, you can get on. What I like about that, though, with Sac State, you don't have to be in any specific class. You can just get on, which is really cool. Let's see, what have I been up to in terms of Sierra or anything the last few weeks. So I've obviously been doing more with the sports. So a big shout out to all Sierra spring sports. They pretty much everybody's won the Big 8 conference. I don't know if the baseball team won. I'll have to look that up. But the softball team won. The swimming and diving team got Big 8. The beach volleyball team got Big 8. All 5 pairs are moving on to NorCal, so that's awesome. I talked to the president of the political science club at this school. His name is Gabriel, and in relation to my final project for Sierra, for one of my classes I have, for my journalism class, I was actually talking to Bailey about this last week in terms of splitting California up into 3 states.
Oh, I did. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and why did you comment on the same video? I just saw that. It completely distracted me. What are you doing?
Nothing.
God damn it. Anyways, as I was saying, by the way, if you can't tell, so on my Spreaker studio, I can see who comments on these videos, and he's commenting on this video, so yeah. So back to what I was saying. So he actually, I don't think we got it up this week, but I think for next week, there's going to be a poll up in one of the buildings at Sierra on my issue, and I'm going to conduct my own poll as well. So hopefully that all works out pretty well. I'm going to look up and see how the baseball team's doing real quick. But that's pretty much what I've been up to. Yeah, I mean, college, I got like 3 weeks left, and I'm still holding strong. Hopefully getting 3 A's, 2 B's. That's my goal. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to. So outside of school and music-wise, is there anything in particular extra you've been up to or doing?
Up to or doing, I mean, not really, other than just, well, it's pretty much been the same thing as like I did all last year too, just school, hang out, just help around, except now, like, I have a special lady friend in my life.
Oh, do tell.
I've been hanging around with a lot more. So, there's that. So that's been keeping me distracted, but like, in a good way, like in a super happy, positive way,
Well, that's cool. That's awesome. And yes, so Sierra did win today. So they did win the Big 8 in baseball. They finished on a 8-game win streak. Congratulations to the baseball team. They so everybody won Big 8. So we absolutely dominated, which is great. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been to in terms of athletics and stuff. Obviously, still working over at Top Golf and writing for the paper. Actually, I have a couple articles that are out in this week's paper this week. Speaking of what's out, I wanted to go ahead and talk about this story here real quick that's very local and get your thoughts on it. So as of April 13th, it just came out this last week, the news about it. I know you know about it. I don't know if we talked about it at all. But sorry, I'm getting a weird phone call.
I know.
But Principal Burns is he's not going to be with Lincoln High School anymore. He just got, I guess, the school board unanimously voted to fire him. I don't know exactly what the heck happened, but basically, I've got this article right here that was written in the city paper. Burns said he is looking for another principal job outside of Western Placer Unified School District. Quote, I have had the best 7 years here. I am grateful, thankful, and went to the school to continue in the same direction. There are so many good things going on here at this high school and in the community, and it is going to continue moving forward. Hopefully I'll be finalizing a principal position for next year in the next few weeks, Burns added. So, yeah, basically it was a closed session for the school district to vote basically to not renew his contract and essentially fire him. And obviously I feel like there has to go something going on behind the scenes here because everybody loves Burns. 99% of people I've talked to love Burns. I mean, seriously, obviously, I think you would agree with me that Burns shouldn't be fired from this job, but go ahead and just tell me your experience with Mr. Burns and your thoughts on him as a person.
Well, look, dude. Okay, so personally, I never really got to meet and not meet, but I never really got to know Burns on a personal level. Like some students, those people that always got in trouble, those people that always just talked about sports, or people just talked about what life is outside of school with them. People got on a close connection. I never was like that with Burns. But, whenever I saw him around, dude, he was always so cool, like, just to talk to, or like he was always just joke around with all the people that, like, even the people that didn't give a crap about school, like, he always just joke around with them, mess with them, and then, like, it'd be funny because it's just like everybody was having a good time and whatnot. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it's weird because, like I said, I never really talked to him, but it, like, boiled my blood knowing that they wanted to, like, get rid of him because he's such a cool guy, like, such a nice person to be around. Like, he was so friendly and optimistic about stuff. Like, he pretty much saw the good in people, even if, like, you couldn't, he could. Like, it was this weird little superpower that he had. Like, I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense. And yeah, he had that ability to basically turn anybody's day good. And I think he's not like your typical principal, oh, that mean-spirited dude. No, he's really cool. He truly cares about his students. He truly cares about his athletes. Every single thing about that high school. And I just don't understand why he would have gotten fired. That's the end of part 1 for you guys. We'll get part 2 going for you guys here momentarily.